Another thing to look for in the lot when the construction was done on the house is proper drainage. You want to make sure that in times of high rain that the water is drained safely away from the house and has no opportunity to go in. Now, with the actual doors and windows, there are some things that can be done. There's impact rated both doors and windows. You know, they have test sites where they test different building materials to see how well they handle high winds. And the way that they test them, there's some facilities, they basically shoot 2x4s out of a cannon at windows or doors and siding to see how it takes the impact of flying debris. And then there's also actual wind tunnels that are in humongous warehouses designed for building an entire house in there and seeing how that house withstands a hurricane force winds. So these are some things that are being done. Scientists check this stuff out to make sure that today's products are good. So there's impact resistant glass, and there are hurricane shutters, which are much more common. The impact resistant glass is just incredibly expensive, but the hurricane shutters are common, not on all houses, but the different types of hurricane shutters are the plywood, which is least expensive but most difficult to put on. And that difficulty of putting on is something that you want to consider. When the hurricane comes, usually there's already some wind, even days in advance, that's going on, and you're lifting heavy boards to place them inside to cover windows, and it can be something that you're not wanting to do. It can take hours to get the job done. More efficient are the metal corrugated hurricane shutters that can be stored in the garage and placed with some screws and things onto the house, as well as some vinyl corrugated type of options. There's also something called Fabric Shield. Fabric Shield has become the most popular for new homes in recent years because it is easiest to put on and possibly takes up the least amount of room in the garage, and it's very lightweight. One thing to consider when deciding what kind of home to purchase or rent because of its hurricane shutters is you want something that probably lets in a little bit of light. I've heard several different people talk about they have boarded up their house for a hurricane with things that did not actually have let in any light, and it felt like they were in a tomb while all this wind and chaos was swirling around the house. It was complete darkness inside, and it felt very eerie to them. So it might be good to have something that lets in a little bit of light during the storm. There's actual structure too to the house. Of course, I talked about the exterior, the roof, as well as the siding, and the actual structure of the house is very important. Their cinder block, which had been used for years in the 50s and 60s on the coast, has done a great job of withstanding a lot of the storms. And nowadays we have form concrete, which seems to do an excellent job of it as well. If you are actually on the coast and have decided to take the risk of living in an area that is prone to storm surge or flooding, make sure that you are built on pilings so that your home faces the least amount of damage when that comes. And you need pilings that are above the storm surge kind of levels. And so also in the homes that are not built quite on the coast, not on the actual shore, it's a good idea to think about if you have 2x4 construction, the 2x6s are better. And one thing that I really like is the threaded rod that can go all the way from the foundation of the home all the way up into the roof, and these threaded rods to just hold the roof down. I think that is a very smart way to go. So If you have any questions, don't hesitate to give us a call. Always glad to talk about hurricane protection with homes. And I'm Rob Brooks of Rob Brooks Realty, and thank you for watching this segment of Preparing Your Home for the Hurricane.